I did mention at the top of the show, Labor Day is the traditional kickoff to the campaign season. I don't know that that applies anymore. And frankly, I'm not sure it's applied for the last few cycles, but we say it. I mean, what is left to do in 64 days?
Oh, the debate is everything.
Everything.
Everything. When the voter sees side by side the two candidates and they listen to what they say, not just in the answers, it's the body language. Is there contempt? Does someone fold their arms? Do they look at the individual when they're speaking? Do they seem presidential in their approach? For Trump, can he keep quiet? Can he actually listen to a response, or does he have to respond to everything? For Harris, does she seem open-minded? Does she seem willing to take in information, not just project? Each one of them has different goals for that debate, but each one in the end has to prove that they're ready, not just for that moment, but voters are thinking, who do I want to represent me 2 years from now, 3 or 4 years from now? That's why Biden had to step aside when he did, and that's the challenge for Harris right now. You know, she did not do well in her presidential debate. She did not shine. And now she has to prove she has the capability to do it. And Trump has to prove that he doesn't treat her rudely, obnoxiously, because he lost a lot of female voters in 2020 who would have voted for him over policy, but would not vote for him because of his persona.
You know, one of the things I've never understood about Donald Trump is they really push this notion, oh, he doesn't do debate prep, he doesn't do tradition. He does debate prep. We know he does debate prep. He may not do formal mock debates in a room, or maybe he does and we just don't know. But why do you think it's so important for him to project this image of I don't care that much?
Because in 2020, he was told by Governor Chris Christie, chill out. You don't have to go for the jugular. Let President Biden speak, or at the time, Vice President Biden, and he'll hurt himself. And Trump couldn't do it. He couldn't lay off. He just had to go. And if I was advising the campaign right now, which I do not, I'd say to him that silence, in some cases, is the best language. That silence. Because he has questions that he can ask that she can't answer. Why did inflation get so high under your administration? What exactly are you going to do? If your policies caused it, what can you do to solve it? And most importantly, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? It's not my question. That was Ronald Reagan's question. If he asked that question plainly, he will be successful. I don't believe he has the ability to do so.
Frank Luntz, nice to see you this morning. Thank you very much.